Good morning, everyone. I just got up a little while ago. The first green propane bottle emptied out, and the cats came and started nudging me because it was at pretty much the coldest that it's going to be for the night, morning, whatever you want to call it. It's morning. So I slapped in the second bottle. And have it going right now. But I'm just cleaning stuff up because I left everything last night. I ate all the noodles that I created last night. And started watching. I watched one of my screeners out of the two they supplied me. There's going to be 3 total when everything's done. I still need to create a video for it. But I started watching Final Prayer last night, and I didn't finish it. It's been a long time since I watched it. I was listening to a podcast that mentioned it. So I revisited it, and I'll have to rewind this and go back to watch it. But I'm basically cleaning stuff up and stowing stuff to get ready to migrate over to probably the Walmart parking lot. Going to check I need to clean out the cat's litter box. I need to check the propane machine later in the morning to see if a big bottle is available. Hopefully they refill it sometime today. I don't know what the schedule is. But we are getting our day started. Not a lot planned. Already spent more than I should have with the propane and things like that. But if we just get through and have a fun day in the van, it's going to be super cold outside. Mostly overcast. It's supposed to be clear around 2 o'clock, so I hope we get a little bit of charge. We're staying around 46% each day. Just enough light to, keep us about at the same spot. So that's not bad. But tomorrow morning I do work a quick gas station gig downtown. Just an hour and a half to stock the cooler like we did that one time. And then I do work the next 2 days in the evenings starting tomorrow. So, all right. That's a little bit of morning catch up. Talk to you a little bit. It is definitely a cold morning out here in Alabama. Low 30s. Gassing up. Looks like gas here is, I don't know if you can see that, but $2.42. I work for the next 2 days, so I figure I might as well have a full tank, get everything handled. And, we use Buc-ee's enough that I try to give the money to Buc-ee's. Walmart / Murphy's, right? Circle K, because I get work there. Buc-ee's, because I get a lot from Buc-ee's. And Bass Pro. Those are kind of my 4 places that I depend on right now in my living situation. Looks like the gas pumps are pretty full here today, but the side that I usually stage up at is fairly empty. I'm sure that'll change. This is when everyone starts rolling and a lot of the big fleets come in, have their little meetings, and then grab their coffee and move out. All gassed up, $37.26 is what the LG is today. And since my windshield is still pretty fogged up, I'm going to let the van idle. And since it's pretty empty on this side, I'm going to go ahead and take care of cleaning the litter box and stuff here. That's just one less thing to worry about when I pull in over at Walmart. Whew, did I mention that it's cold out there? My hands are numb. But litter box is cleaned. They left me some surprises I had to clean up too. That's the only thing I wish they would. I know why they did it. I didn't clean the litter box yesterday, so this is how they get 4 cats, 1 litter box. That's how it's going to be. Over time, I'll make that a little bit better situation back there for things like that. I need a litter mat anyway. And a litter mat. At some point, I'm probably going to 86 that holder for the cats and get them I think I want to get one of those stainless steel litter boxes And I think I'm going to try to make some kind of platform that goes almost all the way across the top next to the bed. And that way they kind of have to go underneath the bed to go use the litter box and come back out. But it also gives them all a platform to lay, because they're all fighting over that bed that I got Waddles. Because Waddles was the only one that laid on that for the most part until I got that mat. And in the past, I've gotten mats at Five Below, and the cats absolutely wouldn't lay on them. I had like 2 or 3 that I bought on one Christmas. They never laid on them, no matter what. I put catnip, everything. They never touched them. They stayed away from them. If you put them on it, you look like you threw them in a, big bucket of water. So I had to finally just get rid of those. So I was worried about this one not working out. Now it's working out, but they all want it. Go figure. All right, we are defrosted now, so we are going to go ahead and pull out. Today's mostly kind of a housekeeping day, I guess. I've got a bunch of things that I need to do. All right, let's pull out. 1 movie screener to watch, 2 movie reviews to do. I have either 1 or 2 of these videos to kind of quick edit, so they'd be ready to upload. I might try to upload those at that Walmart there. And I need to put my clothes away. I've got a little project thing I've been putting off that if I don't put it off again, I'll get at least the beginnings of it started. And I need to just straighten up on the inside of the van. I'm trying to formulate some things. Like, there's stuff that's always in the van that needs to have a permanent home. So I'm trying to make those kind of things work out in my head. Like, I always get pretty much a 24 case of Coke. So a 24 can case of Coke, I'm trying to figure out, ideally something under my bed, but then I want to make sure I have quick access to it. And under my bed's not the quickest access, so I'm trying to decide where I want that permanent spot to be. Same with the cat's wet cat food. I need it kind of to be easy to get to, because every night, especially when I'm at work, I give it to them at lunch break. So I want to be able to sit down, grab it, get it all ready for them. Trying to figure out the cat's water and food bowl situations for kind of a permanent spot. And I think for sure for the water's going to be down low. I just spilled it too much. I spilled it again last night. I either forget to put it down and it slides off, or I put it down, something slides off the table or something when I'm driving and lands into the bowl. We've had some crazy situations. And then last night I just I stepped on the bowl. Like, I took a step in, it was pitch black in the back, and I felt water come through my crock. I need to get things figured out, even though I can't afford to really put any of those in action right now. So I do have one project that I can kind of start working on that I've been putting off. So I'm kind of telling myself that no reason to make an excuse for that. There's something you can kind of work on. So we'll see if I listen to myself. Pretty much. Looks nice out there today. Looks like we might burn off this haze and get a clear sky. I hope so. It's like that. I like that lighting and glow right there. Doesn't look as good on this camera because I think this phone I'm recording on is on its last legs, everyone, which is not good because it is my only device that I could record like this on. And I love this phone. It's the old Galaxy Note with the stylus, and I hated when they stopped putting the built-in stylus in, and this is the bigger screen, and the newer screens are slightly smaller. So, plus I also believe that we're on borrowed time with phones as they are anyway, so I'm kind of waiting, because I feel like I've always felt like wearables are where we're headed anyway, and I'm waiting to see if the new Meta glasses and all that stuff spawn that next jump, or if we're just going to have another Google Glass incident where, because we've had a couple false starts for these things. But the Meta glasses, to me, seem to be the most viable. Because A, they look like something people would wear. They have all the features that most of us would be looking for. It still works with your phone right now, but you know, I think that's the gateway. You get something like that, you wear it, you get used to it. Gets the, you know, new generation of people used to screens and navigating using the glasses, and then eventually the phone will all but go away. And I'm interested because I gotta wear glasses anyway, and these things do come, you get them in prescription. So I'm looking at my average day right now. Okay, maybe it replaces my phone for recording, right? So I can go around, record my content. When I'm at work, I'm already putting earbuds in my ear. This thing doubles as your earbuds, so I can already be listening to my music. So it replaces my glasses, my earbuds, and my camera. I mostly text, and before I got this garbage, you know, free with sign up Galaxy A15 phone that I had, I literally used speech to text for just about everything. And now that, you know, we're okay Googling and we're, you know, hey grokking and all that other stuff with the AI, I think it makes more sense too. When I used to do a lot of during COVID, I did a lot of door dashing and stuff. So I really started trying to take advantage of the hands-free nature of, you know, asking it to navigate things or telling it to zoom in and things like that on my phone. So it wasn't until I kind of took a step backwards with this A15 that I use, what I call my work phone, that I've had for, I don't know, less than, I got it toward the end of summer. It's already got 3 cracks on the screen. I have had cell phones since the 90s. My first phone was an Euhomy phone. Cell phone, never cracked the screen. I always see these people with, back then I always saw people with, like, you know, not back then, but I used to see a lot of people with Apple phones always have cracked screens. I'm like, God, I don't know how that happens. Mine never cracks. And this phone I had here, up until recently, it was in an OtterBox, and it looked almost brand new. Then the OtterBox finally started tearing up, because I've had the OtterBox for like 5 years. So I took it off, planning on getting another one. Just never budgeted in to get another one. What's happening right now is the magnet ring that I put on this phone to hold on this stand and stuff. My magnet's so strong that every time I was pulling my phone off, I guess the glue was starting to disintegrate anyway from age, that the backing finally pulled off. So right now the backing is just kind of stuck on there. I'm going to get the glue for it. I'm hoping to look up some videos and see what I can do to kind of completely clean everything out, make sure I got the lenses clean before I re-glue it, and then I'm going to slap an OtterBox in. I'm hoping that'll keep this phone alive. But, because honestly, that's what I'm I think in my mind, what I'm kind of holding out for is to get some Meta glasses at some point. I used to wear Ray-Bans anyway. I have to wear glasses. I would probably get them like my other pair that are in my pocket right now, but my ones with a slight blue tint to them. You can't really see on camera, but they have a slight blue tint to them. And those are transitions, because, you know, I'm old. So if I can get transitions as my new glasses, Meta glasses. That dude almost T-boned us, and he was cutting in front of the cars in the next lane. There was like 0 reasons he should have just cut in front. Woo! Woo! Well, +1 survival for me. So anyway, yeah, Meta glasses. We're almost at Walmart. I'll talk to you when we pull in. Still out of stock. I don't see anything that says when they refill. It has a thing that says call for deliveries, questions, and more, but it is 15 pounds. So that explains why we didn't get quite as much. I still feel like it was closer to 10, but that's just me. All right, let's go park. Worst case scenario, I love using a kiosk because I just didn't want to deal with a human being, but worst case scenario, we can go to one of these gas stations or whatever and get some propane. I wonder if the Murphy's has propane. I never even thought about that. You know, we actually need to post up for wherever the sun's going to come up. So, the sun's going to be coming up there. So, I wish there was a better angle that I could get. I feel like my best angle is going to be here, from right above that tree line and over me, and then hopefully here. Now I do wish I could angle more this way, but ideally it's going to hit my solar when it hits its peak up there. That's kind of my thought process. I wish there was some way I can be somewhere where I was angled the other way, but yeah. Also, my buddy's over there too, so looks like he's gassing up his generator and stuff. I guess the thing that I should be happy about is we know he's been here for quite a few days. We know he's been here for at least a month that we've noticed him here and at that other place, and he hasn't been chased out. Ideally, if they don't chase him out as a Class A pulling a trailer, little old me should just be small fish, you know what I mean? So, seems like a nice guy. I haven't talked to him or anything. Kind of hoping to interact just to see what everything's like. Hopefully he's not, you know, insane, because that's the problem with this life. I've noticed, like, you either get some people that are really nice and everything else, or you got people that want something off you, or just completely bat insane. So, all right, well, we got rid of most of our trash. I'm gonna dump this litter box trash and then get to the back. Whew. Well, chilled in the back and finished my movie. I'm heating up some egg rolls right now. Bemo's the only one in the front now. For a while there, all four of them were up here hanging out. They're all taking naps in the back, but Bemo was just enjoying. She's enjoying the nice sun, aren't you, Bemo? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Enjoy that sun, girl. I will be back.
Select credit card, store code.
Yes.
All right, it looks like it's got some fresh bottles, so let's go get one. All right, I am happy that we have a chance to get a fresh bottle. Hopefully we don't have any issues. I've never done the exchange before. You know, the first time I bought this bottle, the only time I bought this bottle, it was my first time ever. So now this will be our first time doing an exchange through this kiosk. The old bottle here, which weighs next to nothing. Move my gear so I won't have any major issues. Alright.
Select an option below. Exchange $19.90.
Continue.
Do you have your empty tank with you and ready to
Yes.
exchange? Please swipe, tap, or insert.
Alright, hold on.
Insert empty tank in door A1 and close door completely.
Door A1.
Close door completely. Remove fresh tank from door A4.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference in
Door
weight.
completely. Thank you for choosing Blue Rhino. Would you like an email receipt? You were charged.
Yeah, I better do it.
Rhino, you were charged $121.91.
Alright, I am very happy to have a full tank again. I'm not going to use it until I get this first empty, well, until I get the current little greenie emptied out tonight, and then we'll be ready. Alright, let's go park back up again. It was fairly painless. So, 21 bucks to have at least a week's worth of heat. I'm not that mad about it. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that Class A maybe ruining it for everyone at some point. I mean, he really is just living here at this point, right? I mean, he's got his, it's a giant Class A with a trailer, and he's got an extension cord running to that generator. It's that, you know, you can hear it the whole time, running everything. And he's not just here for like during the day only or in the evening only. He's here all day. I mean, he's moved in, it looks like right now. And I'm a little worried that if they make a decision about him being here, they're going to make a decision about all of us being here. And that's when randomly a cop's going to show up and give us all a knock. Me, I'm here at the most 4 times a week. Only during the day. There's only been one time we did a overnight stay, right? And that was when we went over to work a gig in the morning. And even then, I spent most of the day over at the Lowe's parking lot to break it up. I like to break it up. But I mean, right now, I'm doing a little more than I should. I'm sure he has a reason as well. His Class A has, you know, some damage to it, so he might not be able to move around like he wants either. But once I get my gearbox fixed, again, I think the quote was $1,300. Somebody told me it's probably going to be about $1,700 when everything's said and done. Once I can get the gearbox fixed, that'll fix my issues. It'll fix some of my gas mileage. It will help with my suspension and my steering and everything. So once we get to do that, I will travel a little bit further out on my days off. Like if I'm like right now, if I'm only working 3 days a week, and then each time I'm off is 2 days back to back, I can go for 2 days somewhere else. You know what I mean? There's some places I'd like to go and check out. I like to boondock at some different places. I like to hit some different Planet Fitnesses. Not too far from here. There's a famous comedian / actor that's bought the military base up in Anniston and turned it into a full-blown production studio for movies and stuff. And I used to go and frequent that area a lot. I used to go on that base a lot back when I was a kid. So I'd like to go up there. They used to have a movie theater up there. I don't know if they still do, but there's a big 2-story Planet Fitness right off the interstate. So I've always been curious about that one. So, but you know, if you stay 24 hours, if you stay all day one day, if you stay all day 2 day, okay. But I think this man is unfortunately staying all day every day. Like I said before, he moved around. He was parked over by Cricket, and then a couple days later he'd be parked in the far end parking lot of this spot, and then he started posting up where he's at now, and he hasn't moved. Prior to this, he disappeared for a while, and he was over at that flea market that we frequented, but it seems like they must have told him something more than likely, so he moved here. And I have no problem with him staying here. If they have no problem with him staying here, I have no problem staying here. Just on a personal survival note, I get concerned that maybe if they do end up having a problem, they're going to be a problem for all of us. So, except for the blanket on top that I was using, I did mostly make my bed, dusted everything off. I really would like to get a new bed set, not my furry blanket, I'm keeping that, but a new bed set, and I need some new pillows, and I need some pillowcases. When I moved, I lost my pillowcases, and I haven't gotten anything new, so it's kind of nasty. Waddles, apparently the whole time I even drove, he stayed asleep. Grable is just waking up. Happy just came to check stuff out. Pretty sure BMO's getting ready to go to the front again. But let me go ahead and show you my egg rolls. Basically, I fried them up last night, and they've been in the warmer for about an hour, so still crispy, cooked all the way through. And this is going to be my lunch. This will work. Looks like while I was inside, a bunch of import racers all backed into the parking space next to me. Got one with some Lambo style doors. Looks like they're doing some kind of a photo shoot over there too. I think that means we're gonna pull out. It's a little after 9 o'clock. So I'll go ahead and catch up with you in the back once I get stopped. That Coleman right there. Then you got a nice one over here. All right, good evening everyone. I'd like to tell you I got everything done that I said I was going to do, but in fact I didn't. I watched the rest of my movie, ate those egg rolls, and then I realized I didn't have the stream key for the second movie that I was supposed to be sent. So I only had basically the stream key for the first movie I watched. The other two, the third one's not ready yet, and the second one, they said that someone was supposed to be sending me a link and they didn't send it. I reached out, haven't heard back from them yet. So that being said, I turned the heater on that had the green bottle on already and just let it run and laid down and fell asleep. Cats mostly stayed in the front, and then it started getting cold when the sun went down, so they came to the back. And then at some point, and it seemed like it ran really long this time, but the green bottle ran out and my heater turned off. Started getting really cold. The middle of the day, it was actually nice and warm. We didn't have to run any heaters or anything like that, so the van was getting really toasty. Felt really good. Didn't need my blanket or anything. And then about the time that I was getting tired is when it started getting chilly, so I wrapped up in a blanket and fell asleep. Had a good sleep apparently, and got up when it got too cold. Went, hooked up the big bottle, and then jumped in the van, ran over to Buc-ee's, went in the back, tested out the heater to make sure it worked, and it does. Went inside Buc-ee's, used the facilities. I'm going to make myself a couple simple ham sandwiches tonight for dinner, So I got myself a bag of my favorite chips that they have over there. They don't have a big bag of their Buc-ee's potato chips, which is weird, but this right here is one of my favorites. It's called Bold and Blended. The other day, I went in looking for a big bag and they didn't have any, so I just didn't bother getting any. But I really do like the Bold and Blended, so I'll have this with my couple ham sandwiches. I also got myself one of those purple NOS energy drinks because there's not a lot of places that I can find the purple or the red. So I went ahead and got that for the morning because I know I'm going to need some caffeine just to get my brain going to work that morning gig. I'm getting ready to feed the cats their wet cat food. I think that's what they're waiting on. I'll let you see what they look like right now. Let's see, there's Bimo. There's Waddles. There's Happy. Grable was here, but Grable only waits for so long, and then she kind of gets a little mad, so she went under the bed. She won't show back up till after the cats have started eating. Like, she'll come and she'll nudge me when she first wants her food, but if I ignore her like I did while I was recording this, she gets in a little huff. So we'll see her a little bit later. If you haven't tried these, highly recommend. Okay, everyone, this is where I leave you. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, please give this video a like. If you're not subscribing, please subscribe so you can follow my content. I post every day. And if you're feeling froggy, feel free to comment. If you want to tell me something, if you're also stealth camping or living the van life, let me know. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. And until next time, this is your old pal, Hannibal the Vanable, signing off.